and let me go to Twitter. Let me go to YouTube, get the link.
You just said go live, you idiot.
I know I did. I did it on purpose. There we go. Control C. Hold on. Control V. Tweet. All right, here, I'll send it to you too on Twitter. All right. Twitter one is, hold on. Let's retard it up, shall we? This is there it is. Pick a Ford chain.
What?
Walking on Roquefort.
Hang on, you're cutting out.
This is the test.
All right, say something again.
Well, no, it's me.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, like, yeah. So they're picking on Roquefort. That's what they're doing, Shane.
He's got a thick skin. He can take it.
Robo Leroy says Stephen Rockwood. Yeah. I don't know what to do, though. Like,
quit eating computer chips. Some people eat chips, and then Leroy just eats computer chips.
No. I reset my computer. I might have to reset my modem. I don't know.
You might have to reset your life.
My life. So, I never took this as like a Chun-Li ripoff, Shane.
Yeah, nobody knows what you're talking about.
Like, I just never put 2 and 2 together. Is this a Chun-Li ripoff?
No.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, just because I wanted to show a girl's butt and thighs doesn't mean it's a Chun-Li knockoff. And actually, Chun-Li, I don't know. See, I get what they're saying, but the Chun-Li costume is based off of this is why I hate to. I know I can't use this word, but I'm going to use it. This is why I hate retarded people. The Chun-Li costume is based off of that Chinese dress.
Yeah.
And over time, and the more that Capcom tries to max out the anatomy in their characters, it's getting lost and it's getting skimpier. And I think this fucking retard, because what he's showing isn't the original costume, so it's really easy to look at this and say, oh yeah, this is her costume and this is her meaty legs. But it's like, if you look at where this evolution or this design, because that's not an official, I don't think that's an official Street Fighter design. I think that's fan art that somebody like cyber-teched her out or whatever, looking at her boots.
Yeah.
So like it's just, again, it's some idiot. I don't know. I wanted to retweet at this person, but I don't even know where to start. That's the ones that get me. Is it's like, you're like, I want to hit. I just want to dunk on you, but there's so many ways to cut you. I don't. And then you start thinking, like, how many days am I going to be tied up talking to this person about stupid?
You don't have to. You don't have to talk to him. Like, why do you have to engage? I don't understand. And hello, 7 of 9, Alfred Ortiz, Kevin Wolf, Snuggy Jr., and Stephen Rockwood. But I don't know why you have to engage.
I don't have to. It's just it's like it's kind of weird as a creator of your property and your brand. If you don't defend your stuff, then it's like cool to see comic skaters do it. But at the same time, I feel like there's a bit of a responsibility that I stand up for my own properties. That's it. I mean, I don't have to. I don't have to do anything. I have to be white and I have to pay taxes. Those are the only two things I have to do. But fucking with SJWs, sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's not. We were talking backstage. Leroy thinks sometimes I ask for it.
I didn't say that. I said, well, yeah, you like. I feel like maybe sometimes like we're trying to. Well, we all like we want somebody to kind of spar with. I guess is the best way to put it, right?
Well, I was thinking about that today too, because somebody in a DM group had, when Mark Brooks started teeing off, somebody said, "What the fuck is he doing?" And I said right away, I think he's looking for a sparring partner.
Mm-hmm.
I said he maybe has something going on or a lack of work or something, but he's looking for a sparring partner. And then lo and behold, Michael Bancroft, and that shit kept me up last night. Fuck, Michael, don't do that shit late at night. I know it might be midday for you Australians, but he pointed out this whole new Mark Brooks thread I hadn't even seen. He's going down through it, and Mark Brooks is basically saying like, yeah, guys, I sacrifice myself for you guys to expose Comicsgate for what it is. Like Mark Brooks is some type of fucking CNN war journalist underground. Like he's exposing like this evil cabal. Like he's been running around in fucking hood. Like in a seance, like he's exposing the cult from the inside.
Yeah, I don't think these guys understand that most everything in CG is done on live stream. Like, there's nothing to expose.
Right. I mean, you would be surprised how little goes around in DM groups. Like how much of it just goes out into
on stream, yeah.
Which I don't think is all the time a good thing, actually. Sometimes I think that's a bad thing. I don't think it's all the time a good thing, actually. Sometimes I think that's a bad thing. Yeah. Yeah, only engage when you feel like playing. I see what you're saying, Aaron. That's true.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. Like, I just think, like, of everybody to pick on in CG, now I know he's, like, coming at you, but he's really coming at Rocafort, too, and that's, like, how? Why? Like, what in the hell? What's wrong with you? Rocafort's, like, the nicest guy ever. It not in CG, in comics, period, Shane. He's just a nice guy.
Yeah.
That really made me mad. Like,
yeah, but here's the thing.
Rocafort. Right.
Well, but it doesn't matter if you're a nice guy or not. That's not what they're judging people on. They're not really judging you on your, if you walked a little lady across the road, they're not really looking at you for your merit badges. What they're looking at is, was that little old lady black, trans, non-binary? Did you walk that across the road? Not the little old lady, but did she have the right boxes? So attacking Rocafort is just like they basically, I think they're attacking him because he, from what they're seeing, he helped, which he did. He helped a Comicsgate book by lending his pencil to a variant cover, which, I mean, I don't know what these people expect to do.
But, I mean, wait. He has his very own Comicsgate book. I don't understand.
No, I know. But see, they're attacking me. They're mad at me because I did a video today.
I know, I saw it.
So they're mad at me. And this has happened twice. I did a Heather Ontos video and they got mad because I put her face at the head of the sinking Titanic, and I think the thumbnail really pissed them off. And then I did a Mark Brooks video, and then that pissed them off. And then then I did the Ron Mars video.
And you're saying you don't ask for it.
I'm not asking for it. I'm not. I mean, I would have reported on this regardless. That's the thing. It's like, I mean, I'm not asking them to punch me in the face, but I'm not asking them to punch me in the face. Okay, there's a difference there. I'm just doing what I do. It doesn't mean I'm asking for it.
Are you like that chick that wears a miniskirt at the bar and gets mad when the dudes hit on you?
Yeah. I'm that guy that ties raw steaks to him and runs through a dog kennel.
Yeah, you're the guy that like smothers yourself in honey and then chase after cubs and wonder why you got mauled by a bear. Yeah. Who else? Oh, Phil's here. I was going to send the link, but he's at work, Shane. So, yeah.
I don't know.
Not a new channel, Johnny.
That little old lady had a dong.
Subscriber number 4. Oh, hold on. I got to make Amanda a mod here. There we go.
Bill says, Leroy hasn't streamed in so long he forgot to read the chat.
No, I'm reading the chat, but also I'm having internet issues, so I'm trying to figure that out. I don't know.
Kevin Wolf was number 1. So
there you go. There you go. So yeah, you're on Twitter, you're shit posting, and now people are reacting. Yeah. But like going after Rocaford's uncalled for. I don't like that. He doesn't say anything to anybody.
So what are you saying? Rocafort is like
he's off limits.
He's off limits.
Yeah, off limits. Off limits. Yeah, that's what I would say. I don't know, but yeah, why? You know, this is what's going on today. So everybody, go look up this. If you haven't, look up this at Comicsgate Els. And go give them the business. Do what we do. Julie Pascal's in the house. Hello, Julie. BLT, 7 of 9. Eric the Guapo. Rocafort is a made man. He's untouchable, says Eric. That's right. That's what I would say, Shane.
No. Hang on. I'm trying to figure out what to say to this guy.
Comicsgate posting their L's?
Yeah.
Amanda's singing that hero song to Julie. You can be my hero. How's that song go, Shane? I don't even know. Anyways, I was bored. I was telling Shane before the stream. The Bowl. I thought West Virginia was playing today, but their game's not till tomorrow. I'm off this week. I'm incredibly bored. I was telling Amanda how bored I was. So, but Amanda's stuck at work. So I just like, hey Shane, what are you doing?
I'm drawing, but drawing not as much as I would like. Like we've been packing in the holidays, so I've had like probably a bad week as far as comic production goes.
Yeah, plus you're packing, right? Or you're getting ready to.
Yeah.
No?
Well, that's what I'm saying. We've been packing, so it's like we're about a month and we got to move. So like spending a lot. Ideally, I don't want to just stop and pack, so I'm trying to pack a little bit every day, so it's not so bad. But then at the same time, it's just better to do all the packing in like a day. I don't know. Like either way, I think I'm screwed because I have like a dust allergy.
You're allergic to everything, dude.
Yeah, I know. God didn't mean for me to walk this earth too long. I mean,
No.
that's the takeaway is like he's like, challenges in Shane Davis's life are only gonna make him stronger.
Shane has to like peek out of the door. He's like, "Oh, it's green. I'm allergic to it."
I was allergic to wet grass at one point. Like, because you grow it out,
Just because
out
you
of
didn't want
allergy.
to mow the lawn, dude. That doesn't
I know,
count.
but that was the thing. It's like as long as the grass is kind of dry, I was fine. But the second it was like a little moist or wet, like I was like heaving and scratching, and it was like I couldn't, like nobody could mow the grass unless it was like almost yellow and dead.
Mm. Yeah, that's not good.
You know?
Well, I mean, it's all right. You got out of mowing the lawn. Like, that's not so bad. Vosson's telling you to put a mask on. Then that's what the Asians do when they have allergies overseas.
Does that work though?
I don't think so. I'm kind of allergic to of a lot of things outside. I just don't care and get sinus infections. So I feel you. I used to take something called Intex. There was a pill I took called Intex, and I would take it every day, but I just got tired of taking medication, so I just deal with it. I'll get an allergy, and then I'll get a sinus infection, and then I'll go get the butt shot. It's a vicious cycle. How was your Christmas dinner, Shane? You had like a real Christmas dinner, did you not?
Yeah, from
Did you go to
I
Boston
had a Christmas
Market?
dinner from Cracker Barrel.
Oh.
I mean, it was like one of those, like it wasn't single plates.
Heat
It's
it
like
up.
you could just order it and pick it up and then reheat it. So it was a full size ham. Pretty good.
You get a ham sandwiches now.
Yes. Oddly enough, of all that ham in the fridge, I still haven't gotten a sandwich. Now that you mention it.
Julie Pascal was the first subscriber, it looks to me, because that was the first email I got.
What? So okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. You're back on YouTube. What?
Just this. Like the show comes back the first week of March. That's when the show is coming back. The Saturday show. It comes back in the first week of March. So I was talking to a friend of mine, Shane, and they were explaining to me how it doesn't just affect me. Like, there's a lot of creators out there that if we're not talking about them, me and Amanda, Vanessa, or whoever, then that's a lot of their word of mouth or whatever. So us not streaming affects them more than, you know what I mean? So I'm kind of bringing the channel back. A lot of the reason is for that. I mean, we're going to bring the show back. We're going to be focused on the chat. I see you guys and whatever. And that's fine. But like, if I'm not talking about Phil or Eddie or Kenneth or whatever.
Well, you can talk about me. I mean,
well, Shane, you do a fine job of talking about Shane. You do a fine job of that. You know, but yeah, like if we're not talking about those guys, that kind of hurts those guys too. So yeah, that's kind of why I guess I'm bringing it back, because a friend of mine kind of guilted me into it, Shane, I guess. I guess that's accurate. Not guilted me, but you know, look, I want to see Eddie Winkler do well, and I want to see Kenneth Rocafort do well, and I want to see a lot of, you know, I want to see Phil do well. And there's people that I supported that I feel like
God, Leroy's in and out. All right, Leroy's saying he just wants to support inner city youth. He wants to go down to the local boys club, tell them how to shoot hoops, stay off the streets, don't do drugs, be part of the Big Brothers Club, learn to slam dunk. I mean, come on, like break the glass off the backboard. That's what he's wanting to do.
I got to figure this out, dude.
No, you need to
Why
figure
is
out
my
what you're going to
internet
do with
so
inner city
shit?
use.
Why is my internet so shitty? Of course, like it's today of all days where I was like, hey, I'll go live. I was going to be like, hey, Shane, go fire up a stream. We'll stream on your channel. But I was like, well,
watching Leroy stream right now is like watching a virgin on prom night. It's like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
Shane, you've never been in with a virgin in your life, buddy.
That's true. You didn't have to bring it up. They were all good girls, though.
I want Henry Winkler to do it.
They were all good girls. I think they meant well. They probably went to church.
What do you mean they probably? God-fearing, says Kevin Wolf. God-fearing woman. The Amish could not shame. There's no Amish where I live, Gary G. There's no Amish. None. We have Mennonites, but they're about 50 miles down the road. They run a restaurant. Neither have I, though. Does this mean Shane and I are Eskimo brothers? I don't know what that means.
It means a lot. It means, you remember Eskimo kisses?
No.
Isn't that like when you just rub noses?
I don't know. I don't know what you just asked me if I said no, and now you're asking me what it is. I told you I didn't.
Can you even say the word Eskimo anymore, or is that wrong?
I think it's Inuit.
Inuit kisses doesn't sound as cute as Eskimo kisses.
Let me look it up. I've never heard of it, and I lived in Alaska, and I don't know what Eskimo kiss is. Eskimo kiss, a nose kiss or nose rub. Yes, that's what it is.
You know what? The girl that plays Catwoman, I'm looking at a new Batman trailer. She actually kind of looks hot.
Dude, I don't want to talk
Zoe
about
Kravitz.
Batman.
Is that Lenny Kravitz's daughter?
Yes.
It's kind of fucked up.
Jim Cox says they're not Eskimo, they're indigenous. Indigenous people. Shane.
Eric wants to know what a Mennonite is. A Mennonite is an off branch, an offshoot of the Amish, except the Mennonites still use technology. So they want all the perks of being an Amish without the losing cell phone service. I don't know.
That's true.
They want to drive vehicles. They want electrical appliances, but they still want to consider themselves Amish. So they want to be different, but they want to be the same.
What if an Eskimo dates a French person? It's a 7 of 9. What if you're half Eskimo, half French? That has had to happen before.
Wasn't that ice cream sandwich called an Eskimo pie? Did I lose you again?
I'm here.
What if Eskimo pie just meant cold pussy?
Dude, that stuff is for your channel, not my channel. That doesn't happen over here. I mean, yeah. Look, the chat expects clean, wholesome entertainment over here. If we want to look at Bush, we do that on your channel. Yeah.
Like, I imagine Eskimo pie is like icicles are hanging from it or something. I wish I could play video games like Leroy.
Yeah, dude. I've been playing The Witcher. Look at that. You played The Witcher, didn't you?
No.
Oh. George isn't going to like that one bit. George isn't here. I should probably tell him I'm streaming, but I don't know. He's been taking a break. No Witcher Season 2. I've been playing. This is The Witcher 3.
I actually like Witcher season 2, but I'm only halfway into it.
Hmm.
Does something bad happen at the end?
Not really. I don't like Triss. I don't like the casting for Triss.
Who's Triss?
She's the red hair. She's supposed to be like a redhead, but I'm not sure she's a true redhead in the show. So,
What does her character do?
she's like the good witch kind of.
Oh, the lead witch.
No, that's the lead witch is Yennefer. That's a black-haired witch. The black.
No, the one that taught her.
Yeah,
That's Triss.
Triss. Triss.
Okay, well, I like her fine.
No, she's not fine.
She don't bother me.
What bothers you about Witcher, Shane?
Nothing yet. I mean, there was a blatant Beauty and the Beast ripoff in the second or first episode.
So there we go. I'm not really going to play, but I have it just pulled up just because, this is not a game where you can run around in circles while you're talking and reading the chat.
Yeah, does I want to see you die over and over again.
Triss did not train Yennefer. That's true. Oh yeah, no. You'd have to. I don't think maybe Triss comes in. I know she's in the second season, but I don't think you're there where she comes back. She was in the first season a little bit. So, yeah.
Was there a reason you didn't like her?
Yeah, because she's supposed to be a pale, like not pale, but like a fair complexion redhead.
Oh my god.
She was race swap, Shane. I would say that. How about that?
Oh, she was race swap?
Yeah. I didn't want to come out and say it, but that's what it is. We lost like 5 people as soon as I pulled a video game up. You see? The people want to look at Twitter.
I don't even want to look at Twitter. Sometimes I really do hate Twitter.
I hate it.
I can see it does some good, but like,
I wouldn't have even seen this if it wasn't pointed out to me, though. To be fair, because if you look at my home, like my timeline, it's I don't get a lot of the drama. So.
I'm looking up like Hollywood clickbait things right now. I'd like to see these people make this custom shit all the time that looks really cool, but nobody would ever make. Like, it's like, how do you have the time to make this shit?
What are you talking about?
Somebody made a Star Wars or a spaceship from an episode of Beast Wars.
Oh,
here, I'll share it.
Hold on. Wood carving.
And it's like, this is like one episode of Beast Wars. And I'm like, how do you have the time to make this? And it's not even, I mean, it's impressive, but it's like what are you going to do with this?
I don't know.
I mean, it's impressive somebody got the wings to bend that way and all of that, but it's like, that thing's big. I mean, look at that stand it's on. And then it makes me feel like I'm just mailing it in. I'm sitting here trying to make a comic book, and some dude's like, "Look at this." I'm like, I don't know if I'm, if I'm all that. That is a cool ship. I think it was only in like a couple episodes of Beast Wars. Leroy, are you cutting out again? Look at this. Yeah, he's just gone. I don't look at this shit. Now I'm here with you guys. I can't share anything. This ain't my channel. I can't do anything. Let me hope you guys had a good holiday. I'm trying to think what's going on. Inglorious Rex crossed $240,000 this weekend, and it's at $446, 2,683 backers. I am pulling down stuff pretty soon. Pulling down the t-shirt and hats. If you guys are wanting that, go ahead and get that. Once I move, I'm pretty sure I'm pulling it down and putting the order in for it because I want to start fulfillment on that. What else is going on? Been working. Some books have been coming out. Star Circuit came out. I don't know if you guys back Star Circuit, but that came out. Let me see what else came out. It seemed like something else came out in the mail, and I was like, "Ooh, you remember?"
What the hell?
Are you back?
What's going on?
Yeah, I'm shilling on your stream.
That's all right.
No, it's a no shill stream.
No, that's Saturday, Shane. It's not Saturday. That's Saturday.
You know what, Leroy? Ever since you took down your channel, it hadn't been Saturday in a long ass time.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It ain't been Saturday. That's all I'm saying.
That's sad. Your entire week was revolt. Like my show. That show was like what your weekly clock started on. That's what you're saying.
I tuned in to that show is how I knew the Sabbath was the day after.
The hell's wrong with you?
That show reminded me. I'd see those sandwiches and I'd be like, yeah, tomorrow's Sunday. It's time to go to church.
When's the last time you've been to church, man?
We don't have to talk about that.
No, I don't think we should. No. You were talking about. I want to find something. You were talking if my internet will hold up. But you were talking
about Lenny Kravitz's daughter.
No. See if I can find it.
I don't know
like
why
you were talking about. You're talking about cool shit being like just making cool shit. You were showing that ship, right?
Well, it drives me crazy. I'm trying to make cool shit and sell it, and then I see somebody say, "I'm just doing this for fun." I can't remember the last time I did something just for fun besides maybe build a Lego set. I used to build models. That's what kills me is I used to build models. And I know how much work that is. And it's like, especially painting. And then watch people do this shit for free.
Look at this kid. Why aren't you doing this, Shane?
Is he going to lose a hand? What is he doing? Literally, what in the fuck?
Dude, he's making a Venom. He's making a Venom. He's carving it. You just look. It's somebody making cool shit, dude.
He's doing it barefoot. He had no shoes on.
Well, I mean, there's hillbillies in all parts of the world, Shane. No, it's not.
What if he gets a splinter?
Well, I mean, I guess the speed will toughen up. Like they make all kinds of shit, all kinds of carvings and shit. But
you think he's having to do this to feed his family of 9?
Yeah. Shop.
My God, Leroy's internet today.
Shit.
Leroy, you're just out. I think your internet. This is what happens because you took your show down. You're being punished.
Could be.
You're being punished for taking away from people. Your video froze too, so we'll never see the ending. Just show us the ending. Guys, this is such a shit stream. Here we go again. All right. Hello, guys. I'm back. Leroy's gone. All right. So I'm trying to think what else has been going on in the world. It seems like they're really trying to hype this Batman thing, and I'm not sure if everybody's hyped about it. It seems like I thought this movie has already came and went already. I guess Rotten Tomatoes is talking about it.
There, Shane. Look, he's making a Venom.
All right, let's get back to it.
I'm not gonna play the fucking video now. Like,
Let me just see the ending of it.
it's right here. You can't. You see the face?
Yeah, I know, but where's the ending? That's not the ending of it.
There.
I don't think he knows what he's doing.
Not good enough for you?
I just don't know if this tree should have died for this.
Sounds like you're hating, Shane.
A little jealous.
Just a little bit. You went and paid for the Party Till I Die girl.
I don't see how that was a bad thing.
You could have paid this guy for a Venom sculpture.
I would have much rather had spent my money on Chin Up High.
The channel's rapid growth is triggering YouTube to throttle. I don't think so. I might have to reset my router. Like I might. This seems like it was a bad idea now, Shane. This stream.
The channel's rapid growth. A million people subbing up.
Yeah, like 4 or 5 maybe. It's not a million people.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Dude, you know this is gonna kill my stream, but okay.
How's it gonna kill your stream?
I have no idea.
Hail CG, the new comic book in glory. Hail CG,
Ugh.
the new comic book in Glorious Rex will be the next big holla. Yeah.
Dude, that's a gangster. Yeah. Like that's
No.
that's like street. 100%.
It's not gangsta.
What do you think the worst thing she's ever done for money is?
I don't even want to think about that. I'm sure there was. I'm sure there was stretching involved. That's all I'll say. Oh, so you'd pay for that, but you won't buy a sculpture of. I mean, I'm sure this guy would make like.
I know my money for her is going to drugs. My money for him is probably for rice for kids. I just seen doing it.
You could probably get him to do a 2-3-2. I'm just saying. I don't know how much these kids are getting paid.
What are you looking forward to this coming year? We're getting ready to talk about seriously. Christmas is over. Now it's New Year talk.
Mm-hmm. This coming year, what am I looking forward to? Well, my youngest turns 18 this year. So, like...
You're ready to kick her out of the house?
No, my youngest is my boy, my son.
Oh, you're ready to kick him out of the house?
No, they're both still at home. But, I mean, I'm legally not responsible for them anymore.
How does that work? I mean, what is the age that you can kick a kid out of the house? Just asking for a friend, not that I just had a kid.
18. I understand.
All right.
What else I'm looking to?
Isn't it weird that you're an adult at 18, but you can't buy alcohol till you're 21? Oh my God, Leroy. Leroy, no. 18 caught Cecil's attention. Alfred Ortiz, 7 to 9. I got 200 rounds of 9mm ammo. Sedusa, Shane. I got nothing to talk about. I really don't. I'm just trying to get some pages done. I'm going through my book. It's weird because to do your book correctly, you actually have to work on book 2 and book 1 at the same time. Whether or not you'll ever do a book 2, it doesn't matter. But then you also have to make sure book 1, people feel fulfilled with it, that it can stand on its own. So I'm at that tricky situation now where I have the story written for Inglorious Rex and I'm drawing pages, but I'm also sitting here trying to pepper in these, what I call like, I don't know, like connection points with book 2, that are in there that don't really interfere with the story, but they do, like, they connect you into book 2. So there's some scenes I'm rethinking and hinting at, you know, what's really happening in book 2, because I really do want people wanting book 2 as soon as you get book 1. So that's actually kind of in my way now, in a nice way. It's kind of like it's sticking there. It's out in the wind. I'm dealing with it. Not a lot else is going on. I'm glad to be done looking at houses. I'll say that. The housing market's so weird right now. I walked into somebody's house and I went into a bedroom and it was just fenced off and there was a fucking animal living in it. I was like, that's nice. That's nice. There's just a rabbit hopping around. That all of this has to be recarpeted, that it's chewing the fucking walls. You know, that this is a rabbit room. I've often wondered what it would be like to move up in the world and have a rabbit room. Like, it's like, I didn't understand that. I'm like walking into people's houses, to be honest, especially if they're still living there. Luckily, when I put my house I have now on the market, I'll be out of it. So I don't have to worry about people digging through my underwear drawer. People looking to grab Shay Davis's underwear and Stiffle. I'm really afraid of that. Don't want to be taken advantage of like that. Yes, Eric, they are overpriced right now. And I'm pretty soon about to overprice my house. Thank you, sir. My house has almost doubled in value since 2017. Wait, was it? No, 2007. I'm sorry, 2007. It's almost doubled in value. So, yeah, housing market is inflated right now, but I don't think it's going to come back down. The house I'm buying, I actually got a decent price on it because the person's selling it because of they're having to relocate for work. So they're just having to get it gone. It's still more than I would have liked to have paid for it, but it in comparison to everything I'm seeing, I got a fair price on it. Actually, maybe even a little bit of a deal on it. So I'm happy. But it's also weird because, like, even if I did pay a little bit too much, I'm making too much on mine when I sell it. So it's kind of a wash. If you're in a situation where you are able to sell but don't have to buy, that's probably the best situation to be in, which I don't know anybody that would be in that situation.
What are we talking about? Overpriced houses?
Yeah, everything's overpriced right now.
Yeah.
Eric brought it up in the chat. And it's weird too because it's not even that it's overpriced, people are overbidding. So it's not, even if the house is overpriced, there are bid wars happening on houses right now. And it's all happening because of the supply chain. Because building supplies shot through the roof, or people can't even get the supplies to finish a house. Dude, it's not, the supply chain's attacking everything. I went to Taco Bell last night. Often I do. I have 2 in my town. I get up to the window and one, he's like, dude, I can't take your order. And I'm like, why? He's like, I'm like, you don't have food? He's like, no, I have food. I don't have bags. So there's no way I can give you your food. And I'm like, just hand it to me through the drive-thru. And he's like, no, we have to put it in the bag and tape it up and hand to you per COVID requirements. So he's got all the fucking food. He just can't give it to me. So then I go, fuck it. I drive to the other Taco Bell and I get up to the window and he's like, just so you know, the only proteins we have are rice and beans. We have no meat. And I'm like, okay, let me order this and sub out the meat for, whatever, rice and beans. He's like, okay, just so you know, we only have medium cups. I'm like, what the elf is going on? Like, people are running out of shit.
Yeah, that's why you need to move on up so you can have a good Taco Bell, Shane. You know?
Yeah, I got to get into a better neighborhood with a Taco Bell that, they care whether but it's a supply chain thing is the point. Like, it's like, I don't know how bad this supply chain thing's going to get. Does the news talk about it? I quit watching the news.
I haven't watched the news in fucking months, man. Like, I can't believe anything the news says. So, like, yeah, I don't watch it. Eat your food, you grub. Eat real food. Yeah, Shane, like, oh yeah, and then there's the Christmas tree story. Did you ever tell that on your channel? Like, when you went to go buy a Christmas tree?
Yeah, the one I wanted was out. And I said, you got any more of, like, this tree in the back? And they're like, no, it's all on a ship somewhere. If you don't see it on the floor, that's it. We're not getting any more in. And I'm like, fuck it. So then I had to go buy this super expensive Christmas tree that sings songs.
It has AI.
Well, it doesn't just sing a song. It sings like 8. And it has LED lights, and the music and the lights are choreographed with the song. And it's like, I probably had the richest Christmas tree in the world.
It'll go good in your new house then, Shane.
But here's the thing. In the end, Pterodactyl.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Pterodactyl was ecstatic for this tree.
Is she starting
to songs.
Yeah, she's starting to, like, react to things now?
Well, music, yeah. Music and lights are two things. Sound and light are two things that she reacts to. So,
yeah, dude, you got to put on some, like, the Judds or something. Like, she is Appalachian. It's in her. She'll like it. Put on the Judds. Yeah.
So that's another thing with Pterodactyl is she's looking more and more Caucasian every day. It's like I'm
except her eyes, dude. She's got Yanzi's eyes.
Yeah.
She's got you. I got lucky. I'm not going to tell the chat. Like, we hang out backstage sometimes, right? There was one time you pulled Pterodactyl and you were holding her. Then Pterodactyl, like, she started to smile, and she smiled, and she's got your smile. Like, she smiles like you. It was like, a lot of the times people say, "Oh yeah, you can't tell," but this, like, you could tell when she smiled. I'm like, dude, that's like fucking Shane. So there you go. She's got your smile, Shane.
Dude, there's this one scene in this Batman trailer where he's walking. No, like, let me just get it out.
Just share it. It's fine.
All right, here. And I can't see past it. This one scene. He walks out, and these dudes. This is a new trailer, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so these dudes are like, "Oh, it's the Batman walking at me. Let me just unload a clip, empty the clip at him." Why do they shoot him in the freaking face?
It's
like, this drives me crazy. And somebody said, hey, you know what would be cool if they just shoot at Batman's body? And look at it. Right there is his face. Just shoot there. There is no armor there. I don't like the idea that he's walking around in a bulletproof armor. I really don't. I don't, because of this scene. Like, it's okay if it's bulletproof, but like the fact that you're doing this scene and he's got 3 points of entry of shooting him, and that would be his eyes and his mouth. The cow's opening, and like this is just stupid. And it's also like RoboCop. Like if this was RoboCop, that would make sense. But even on RoboCop, just shoot him in the head. Just shoot his mouth.
Comic book shit. Yeah. You're gonna play it?
You want to see the whole trailer?
No, you were just. This is the only point you wanted to play. The only part.
Well, this is a new trailer.
Mm.
I was saying like what's her name actually looks kind of she looks kind of cute.
That's okay. That's like your opinion, man.
But she also has, well, I'm saying the shape of her face, but she also looks like she's had a lot of like plastic surgery.
Mm.
Like something doesn't look real about it.
No one will.
You got a lot of cats.
I have a thing about.
Yeah, like I mean, she's got a nice shape to her face.
For a Catwoman, yeah, I would say, but
For a Catwoman, yeah, I mean, but here's the tragedy. Here's the tragedy here. I don't think she actually ever ends up in a Catwoman suit. I think this is as close as she gets, and she gets like a ski mask on here.
Mm.
That, which is just totally like the Michael Keaton like scene.
Yeah, that's 89 or not 89, but yeah.
You know, I have equity in a character with Catwoman.
Well, you won't get paid. You don't get paid for anything else from DC.
Oh, fuck off. Maybe I'll get paid. I have ownership in.
They're literally making a Metalman series based on your comic book. You're not going to get paid.
I don't know if it's based on my comic book. I don't know that yet. Let's see if that damn dog's in it. But I have equity on the lady called Miss Kitty. She's the lady that owned the orphanage that Selena grew up in.
Mm. Not bad, dude.
Share
like,
equity with Meredith Finch. Me and Meredith Finch will get paid if they ever use that character. And I think there's a Catwoman TV show, so it's very possible that they may use this character.
Mm. Mistletoe is deadly if you eat it, says Alfred Ortiz. I've never eaten mistletoe.
Yeah.
Mm. Shane, what are you guys doing for New Year's Eve? Like, we have a thing, we kind of traditions we do. Do you guys do anything, or is it just like a normal night for you?
I didn't name. Look, Zade Comics, Miss Kitty, All American Boy. Shane has the best comic character names. I didn't name either one of those characters. I just designed them.
Those are DC names. You know what I mean? Like that's DC. That's the DC naming. I don't know, like process or whatever. So
yeah. What did you ask me? You asked me.
Yeah. So New Year's Eve, like we have a thing we do every year. Do you guys do anything? Is it just like a normal night for you?
I don't do anything. I don't know. When you're younger, of course you get drunk.
Yeah, I haven't gotten drunk on New Year's Eve in years.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's been a long time.
We do finger foods, and we usually do a movie marathon. So when my wife and I got married, we had our kids very early because we knew we wanted to have, like, now we're in our early 40s and we have the rest of all, we're young enough to enjoy life still. But
was that a dig at me?
No, more at my just stay with the story. So my wife's siblings.
Hang on. Go ahead.
My wife's siblings, they all waited later in life to have kids. So their kids are still like kids. And all my kids are, one's an adult, one's damn near an adult. So like we usually do movie marathons. And now I'm at the point now where it's like, okay, we could watch the Christopher Nolan Batman, but no, because we have kids around, it has to be like Shrek or whatever. So I'm taking my PC over there, and I'm just gonna play games all night. I might even like live stream from my in-laws' house. I don't know. I'm not kicking anybody's ass. But yeah, so my kids, we're just at different points in life. So like our kids are all grown up now, and we could watch the Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy. But their kids. I mean, what are they? There's like a 10-year-old, an 8-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a newborn. So there's quite the gap between our kids.
I noticed something in this, and I for the most part have no interest in watching this, but I will give it credit here. He's taken off the cowl and the bat suit, right? Obviously took off his Batman gloves, but whoever the director is, I think something Reeves, right? Anyways, his attention to detail is that Batman does wrap his hands because he's punching people. Like I just had to point that out. Like that's a little attention to detail there that makes a lot of sense.
Well, yeah, you're a fighter. You would appreciate that, I would say.
I do appreciate that.
I'm not going to watch it.
I'm so sick of. I don't need it. I didn't watch. I have no interest in seeing No Way Home. Everybody says it's like the best Spider-Man movie in like long time. I have no interest. Like I'm just had to like. I'm like so tapped out.
Yeah, I won't watch
like,
either.
The way they handle the comics ruins it for me too. I think there's going to be a generation of people that do not buy their kids this shit. I really do believe that. I think like I could see, because I'm like at a point now as a father, I'm seeing like little baby stuff, and I see what is out there on the market for kids later on. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to steer my kid away from this stuff. Just out of principle. Like it's one thing. I'm not going to buy Spider-Man for me. I'm going to make sure my kid doesn't get Spider-Man or Batman or whatever.
I'm not watching any. Like I tried to watch that new Matrix movie, and I got through maybe 15 minutes of it, and I was done. I just can't.
Dude, I had to cut that thing off.
Yeah.
What is he making now?
King Shark.
Is he doing this one so he can get medicine for his family?
Yeah.
The other one was for food. This is for medicine.
Penicillin money, yeah. Shane, it's pretty impressive, man. I don't know how much they charge though. That's the thing. Like I would wonder, but I don't know if I'd have like a wood sculpture of like a comic book character like this in my house. I don't think I would. Get it, wood. Mistletoe is a parasitic plant, says 7 of 9. Jason Todd, second generation. I don't know. Like, I know some people in CG went and saw the Spider-Man movie, and they liked it. So,
did people like it?
Yeah, some of them. I saw some good stuff about it. My wife is going to see it tomorrow, but I am not going to see it. I'm watching West Virginia play football. Alfred says it was pretty dope. There you go.
Everybody just says it's dope and it's good, but nobody tells me why. That worries me.
Is it like, I wonder if it's just because they didn't F it up?
Well, that's what I'm saying, and that's where I'm like at with movies today. It's like, do people need to distinguish good from they didn't F up? And that's a big gap there. Like that doesn't mean it's good. That just means they didn't hit the curb. They didn't drop the pizza on the floor. Doesn't mean it's good pizza. It just means that it didn't,
Dude, if these guys do this for like $50, see you later, Seven's bounce.
You're buying one?
I would probably, I would buy a Rex 232 and send it to you, Shane, so you'd have one. I'm gonna have to find out how much they charge. That's what I'm telling you. Because if they can do this shit, like for King Shark, they could do it for anything.
What is this? Matrix was only made because they were gonna remake it. You mean they were gonna just do a reboot? So they were like, well, let's at least do this instead.
I don't know. It was really bad. Like, it was really
I didn't
bad.
even finish it. You know, I put it on and I was like, I'm going to give it a shot. And I got to the point where the black dude's like, I'm Morpheus at the beginning. I'm like 10 minutes in and she hugs him. And she hugs him like, oh my God. And I'm like, I cut it off. And Yancey's like, why'd you do that? And I'm like, they just had a resolution moment at the beginning and I don't understand the conflict and I'm done. Now, I don't know if it's a good movie or not, but the minute I saw that scene and I said they, you know, that they don't even understand that was that scene of her hugging and oh my God, that is the scene at the end of the fucking movie or in the third act or something like that. That was not there at the first 20 minutes when I still don't understand what I'm watching.
Like, I got to the point where Trinity was a soccer mom at a Starbucks, and then I was done. I'm like, all right, I'm out. I don't know where this is going. I don't care. I stopped watching. So there you go. Alfred is saying Spider-Man captures the spirit very well. Sacrifice, loss more than any other Tom Holland films, which were mediocre. So there you go.
You know what?
Dude, this guy's putting a lot of detail into this shit.
Yeah, I'd give him $50.
Yeah.
I'll be back in a second. Give me a minute.
All right. Kevin Wolf says, me too, peace of mind. Peace of mind for what, my man? That's what I would ask you. Yeah, I'm doing terrible today with the chat. I'm out of practice. I apologize, guys. Plus my internet, it's all jacked up. But yeah, this is pretty cool. Like I said, though, I don't know if I'd have one on display. Although I think I'd rather have this than like a toy from. At least this is original. Well, you wouldn't want to paint it, you know? Or would you? I don't know. Look, he's doing veins into the arms. Holy shit. Well, that's good, Alfred. My wife's gonna watch it tomorrow. Although I don't really watch. Like, I've been out of the movies. I think I saw the Suicide Squad with my son. That's the last movie I think I went to the theater for. Was that Suicide Squad one? It wasn't too bad. The kaiju one.
Oh,
Starro. Yeah, I think that's the last time I had been to the movie theater. But then before that, hell, I don't know what it would have been. No idea. It's worth pirating. Oh, dude, they'll come on HBO Max or some shit or whatever. You know, maybe not Max. I don't know what streaming service. I don't know. Dude, now I got like how to make a hot tub. Here's Attack on Titan. Here's another wood sculpture one. Just to play, I guess. What?
Nothing. Somebody, because I retweeted that guy and I told him what the dress was called and whatever. Somebody wrote in Twitter that he said I would comment on this thread, but there's a combined. He goes, there's a combined brain cell count of -5. I was like, that's funny. I'm pretty sure it was a dig at me, but it's like, that's funny.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't understand how they could. Like, what? I mean, I guess their comics are so bad right now that, like, all they can do is come over here now. Like, I guess there's nothing to talk about in mainstream comics anymore, right? So,
Isn't that sad though? There's nothing to talk about in mainstream comics.
yeah, what is there though? What is there to talk about?
Well, it's funny you should say that. There's a new there is a new Warpath suit. Yeah, share my screen.
Are you gonna do a video and show this now? You don't want to wait?
No, I'm not gonna do a video.
God. Oh.
Why would I?
Oh, fuck.
I mean, this is better, right, guys?
And they were just talking shit on Roquefort's Anatomic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Now, here's the thing. I'm sure that I wonder if this is where they messed up. Probably this Cutler guy might be Caucasian that redesigned this. I don't know. Didn't like the dude from there was a dude from a band like Creed or something have this haircut? No. Is that even a Native American haircut?
I think it's Scott, like the guy from Anthrax, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't look physically fit, really, either. He's got big feet, though.
That's awful. That's just awful. I don't know what else to say. Like, it's just really bad, Shane. It does not make me want to read this comic at all.
Phil says Doug Monkey's Swamp Thing book comes out this month. Oh, this week.
There's nothing to talk about at Marvel or DC. There are great mainstream books that are worth talking about. I just don't go to my LCS anymore, so I wouldn't know. Yeah, it does Hicksville, and it looks like the new Warriors Thunderbird. Yes.
Well, so you bring up a good point. There probably are some good books in there, but there's probably a technical term, but it's like there's a negative offset where it's too expensive to partake in the hobby just to find the gems. And so you think your local comic book shop guy, that's what he's for, right? He's supposed to pull the gems from the turd heap. But he can't because he's in debt on all the shit. So it's really hard to get any advice on what to buy. A lot of people were praising like the Hawkman run that Vendetti and Brian Hitch was doing. And nobody wants to read fucking Hawkman. Let me just first say that. Nobody wants to read a Hawkman comic. Ever has anybody wanted to read a Hawkman comic. But it was just good comparatively to everything else going on. Had solid art, solid story, no agendas. That people were like, hey, you need to go read this. Now,
yeah, but it's the same thing. I mean, I know we talk about Three Jokers, but it's the same thing. Everybody's like, oh, it's so great, and you read it. It's just like, it's okay. It's not great. It's just okay. But okay right now is great, I guess. You know?
Yeah, it's all relative. You know, that's true. It's like, is Three Jokers going to stand the test of time? I don't think so. I mean, it's a good looking book. It's written by Jeff Johns, sure, but it's not the Killing Joke. It's not Long Halloween. It's none of those things.
It might stand the test of time just because if like 20 years from now, if you're like, I want something from this era, it's like, okay, Three Jokers, you know, I guess. Yeah, I don't. There's no like collection of Batman or Detective or or action, or you know what I mean. Those runs have all been crap. So you want something from this era. I guess people. I haven't read it yet, but I keep saying I'm going to. The Last Ronin I'm going to read, but there's just nothing, man. So, and I don't go to my LCS anymore. So, like, I'm sure Eric knows more than I do.
I was hearing Bancroft talk about read that Mark Brooks tweet chain last night, which I haven't pulled it off. I'm afraid to. But, you know, he started trying to say that we're just bitter and crying and whatever. And it's like, yeah, we're mourning a loss of a hobby that used to be fun. You know, we are. But here's the thing is we're not just mourning. We are like building like a new hobby. And that's, you know, that's something that's the part that irritates them, is that we're not just content to cry and be cis white males, 40-year-olds, whatever, the demographic they choose to hate, is that we're hating on them and talking about them, but at the same time, we're like, yeah, we're going to do it again.
Yeah, I would say that would be a criticism of mine of CG, though, would be is I think we talk too much about them and not enough about us. You know, like we should be talking about Inglorious Rex right now, or we could talk about a number
I
of
want to talk
things.
about Thunderbird. I don't know what you're
Right, but we're not. We talk about like what the mainstream are doing, and I mean, it is a critique I have.
Eric Guapo says the people at my LCS are very disinterested in the big two except for back issues. That is something that started to happen before COVID, actually. A lot of my retailers, I even saw a store before COVID happened. That's the store opened up just to sell back issues. That's not a product of COVID. That's a product of the actual material. The SJWs are going to say that's a product of COVID and the shutdown. It's what it is the back issues. If somebody's going to buy a back issue collection out of a warehouse, and keep in mind, this is complicated, but this is before trades. So because there was no trades, everybody was ordering cases of every X-Men issue so they could keep in stock and keep in the back room when a kid says, you know, when a new X-Men says, read, you know, editor note for this reference, read X-Men, whatever, you know, that number. The comic book shop guy would go in the back room, hand it to you overpriced and make a profit. So there's a sea of these back issues sitting around back when the comic industry was healthy, but before trades. And it's easier for people to actually trade in that because they understand the value of those books and those key issues or even those runs. You know, whereas like the new comics today, every time the catalog opens up, and they're looking at it, it's a risk that they've hit the point of like they could lose money taking a risk on new comics, and that's the reality that the retail side is facing. Like my comic book shop guy, he had two shops. He was getting ready to open. He needed to invest money in another business. He was trying to buy a pizzeria and it fell through. Then he thought about making a superhero themed bar. And then he decided against that when he looked at getting a liquor license and everything. And then he just opened a third comic book shop. The third comic book shop was one of his, was the last thing he wanted to do. And so when he did that, he also got an account with Lego. He got an account with Entertainment Earth, which is a toy distributor.
Toys.
Yeah, so he took his shop. Now, granted, one of his shops used to be next to a Toys R Us in the shopping mall, so he kind of saw this transition happen right in front of him. But he started just thinking, I'll just pick up the business that just went out of business across from me, right? But a lot of comic shops are doing that, and it's a reality of it blows my mind that nobody's course correcting in any of this, because there's real evidence that they can't sell the stuff that they're making. But you know, the back issue thing, sure, but the toys, even the toys, and I know you're not a big toy guy, but Marvel Legends puts out a set of figures I mean, they had a set out of Age of the Apocalypse, a whole set, nothing but Age of Apocalypse. That shit's from the 90s. They had another set out that's like X-Force. It's like, even the merch they're selling, like I'd almost say like half to 60% is like from another era. It's like they can't make this type of comic today.
Yeah.
And it's a weird time in the industry, because if there was any other business and this was happening, the first thing that would happen is somebody would fire management, replace management, and course correct.
Yeah.
And instead they keep doubling, tripling, quadrupling down on the thing that's costing them money.
Well, I mean, look, there's a lot of comic book stores that are just not doing new comics anymore. Like, it's happening over and over. And that's what I'm saying. Like, these guys, somebody asked me the other day, is like, why are these guys like on the prowl right now? It's because like they're bored, I think. Like, there's literally nothing for them to talk about. You know, like, it's just bad. Everything's bad. So now they got to come over here and they do this from time to time. It seems like once a year they get restless and they come over here and they kind of like poke, but it's whatever. I don't care. You know, it's fine. Let them say what they want. Let them do what they want.
I'm not sure. It's sad, but it's like I don't know if it matters anymore.
No.
Like,
why
you know,
would it?
the digs at CG. Like, I mean, I think like it's worth entertaining, but it's like, what does that mean anymore? When it'd be one thing if they're thriving and they're taking digs, but if they're just taking digs out of pettiness and they don't know, like, I mean, does Mark Brooks know, is he financially secure the next 3 months? I don't know. I hope he is, but I doubt he is.
Doubt it.
You know, like, so what is he, you know, talking shit for? Why? Because he thinks it's going to get like a job. He thinks it's going to get like, you know, an SJW cover clapback or something like that, because some editor somewhere. A lot of this is all the diversity hires too. Like Chilla did. Like, there's so many straight white mid like that are so afraid right now that they're just saying whatever that keeps them from keep a job, because they know, like Mark Brooks knows, like he's 1 box, 2 box being checked away from losing a cover. And one day he may be called out. Somebody may call him up and say, we have this new Thunderbird here and it's really big and popular. We're really doing a diversity push. Can you do a cover for this? And all it takes is a SJW to scream and squill, and they're going to say, oh shit, Mark Brooks isn't Native American. A white man is drawing a Native American character, you know, like, and he's fucked. Like, I mean, right now it's going to be the most dangerous time to be a comic book pro. And it's so risky. It's like, there was a comic book pro, I was on Ethan's. We were talking about that Image thing. And he reached out to me and he's like, he corrected me on a Drew. I said, well, I knew this Drew. He's like, no, that's a different Drew. And he's like, hey, what's up, dude? I hadn't talked to you in years. I said, what have you been up to? He's like, I got out of comics and started working for video game companies because I wouldn't lose my career. Like, he's like, it was so risky. He's like, I've been sitting around watching the comic book industry for like 7 years. And he's like, it's so crazy to watch people cancel one another, people lose their livelihoods.
Listen, though, like, there's nothing. Kirkham's doing the same thing, right? Like, there's a lot of people in that boat doing like Brooks is doing. You know, like, it's just that's where the mainstream at now. Is Kirkham a bad guy? No, I don't think so. But he's a cover artist and he's trying to milk what he can out of it. The difference is he's, at least Kirkham's a little bit proactive right now, but still, it's the same thing. I mean, the cow's drying up. There's no more milk.
Well, when I was just hanging back doing covers when my mom was sick, people came up to me and they were like, you need to disavow CG. And this would even happen publicly. And I would just say, I'm not disavowing anybody. Like, I'm just doing me. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and disavow CG. I'm not gonna, like, well, you're just as bad as CG if you don't disavow him. I'm like, dude, I'm not involved in anything right now. Like, I'm involved with, taking my mom to chemo. But those are the things I'm involved in. I'm not educated enough to have an opinion on any of the shit that was moving so quick and so fast. And I look back at that now and I'm like, I wish I'd been more active, more vocal, sure. But what was interesting is, like, everybody has to weigh in, and there's some artists I've talked to and they're like, well, I just don't want to, I just want to make comics, man. And it's like, it's so funny because it's not that simple. Like, I don't think people, and I don't know if it's ever going to be that way again. And that's a fucking shame that it can't be as simple as just making comics. But we didn't do that. We're not the ones saying, nobody's running up and saying, I need you to disavow SJWs or I won't buy your book. Like, it's the other side that's doing that. And it's a fucked, it's an effed up situation. It's just like, but we didn't make that situation. And it's really hard for creators to navigate it. And I'm going back to that one guy I was talking about. He's different than Kirkland. He gave up comics because he thought comics, and he started just writing for video games. He thought comics, that it was the escalation, and he saw cancel culture coming, and he's like, I'm getting the fuck out of this.
Well, that's the thing, though. Now it's in video games. Now it's like it's everywhere in entertainment. So, like, you have to. It's like indie games with me now, or I know, like, I had The Witcher 3 on here. Now I know they effed up on Cyberpunk a little bit, but dude, you have to, like, support those development. It's like supporting CG kind of thing. You have to support those who you believe stand for the right things, right? So,
But going back to that guy, and I know I'm circling this a lot, it got me thinking, where the fuck has Jeff Loeb's been? Look at poor Jeff Johns. Jeff Johns went from being like one of the top writers for like 10, 20 years, a super talent, to the point like he was like, I'm too talented, I can't work in comics anymore, to being canceled. It's like, if there are people like Grant Morrison probably don't want to be writing comics right now. It's like, basically, to be a comic book writer right now is like sticking your head in a lion's mouth. Like, it's like 50-50 if it's going to bite your head off. In this industry, that's where I'm getting at. Even if management was like, I'm going to change, it doesn't mean that you won't lose everything. Like, because SJWs, I was thinking about this morning. I'm like, they're like a dog, right? Like, let's pretend you have a house, you have a fence, and there's burglaries like in your neighborhood. So you get a guard dog, and you teach that dog to bark at anybody and everybody. And it's just this big, massive pit bull, Rottweiler, whatever dog you want to imagine. Could be a rabid Chihuahua. It doesn't matter. But this dog is scary as F, and he barks at everybody that comes up and down the street. Everybody's afraid of that dog.
Mm-hmm.
Now imagine you go to step out. Your one day you decide to step out, and and the person getting the guard dog is the comic company. The dog is metaphorically the SJWs. The people walking up and down the street is us.
Mm-hmm.
We're the mailman. That's just like, fuck it. We're just tying their fucking bills to a rock and throwing it through their window. So we won't even get to the mailbox at this point.
But here's the thing, dude.
No, hang on. Now the comic book company one day decides to walk out their front door, and the SJW guard dog is now chasing them back in the house.
Mm.
And the SJW dog is now such a problem. I don't think the companies can ever come back. Because I was thinking about it. I'm like, well, one day they're eventually just going to say, let's get back to business, boys. Let's get back to making some good comics. And it's like, no, they bred this dog. They taught this dog to snap and bite and bark at everything. It's so hungry.
It's too late now, yeah.
Yeah, the dog is the thing that's the problem now.
So yeah, I don't. Yeah, like it would have. I think we talked about this privately at least before, but it's almost to the point where there would have to be a new publisher. Like
No,
I don't think DC and Marvel are ever going to recover, right? So,
well, I think it would have to be a new publisher, but this dog is so hungry it'll jump at every new publisher too.
yeah, but you're going to have a publisher that's just it's really easy. All you have I don't understand. You just say no. Like all you have to do is say no.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna checkmate you on that one. Dynamite.
Dynamite didn't say no. They said sorry. They didn't say no. They said sorry. That's not a checkmate. You're proving my point for me. Like,
well, okay, but I will checkmate to the point. But I'm saying, like, even a publisher like could come around, and that would have been Dynamite, and look how quick they folded.
Yeah, well, that's what they should have just said. No, like we're not doing this, and
I just
it would have been over. And like,
I don't see a publisher stepping up with that type of fortitude.
Well, that's what has to happen, right? Like that's what has to happen. Now, is that going to happen? I don't know. I'm quite happy. Well, other than there's no regular flow of books, I think we're struggling with that. But I'm quite happy with the crowdfunding model. If we can get our shit together and get books out, I think it would be. This is like preferred, for me. I go on Indiegogo, I click what I want, and if the books come, this is a great model. It's better than a publisher, in my estimation.
Right, and like the saying "go woke, go broke" is actually like a thing. Mary Sue, these are things in the real world. I remember when COVID happened, I one gym I was at shut down, and there was a boxing gym that was still kind of like backdoor open, like they were acting like they were shut down and not. And I was in there, and then of course somebody else would hear about it, and they come in and train, and And I remember this one guy come in, and he was just talking about The Last of Us 2, and he's like, "Oh, it's Super Mary Sue." And it's like, dude, you're just like a meathead in a gym, and like you're not part of this this movement or anything, and you're using the same terms. It's like this stuff is going to eventually become like a business measure. Like somebody's going to say, well, go woke, go. Somebody's going to be at a head of a chairman board or something. They're going to have a meeting on redoing Captain America or something, or Batman, the next Batman reboot after this one. They're going to say, go woke, go broke. And that they're going to totally be like, fuck all this. And they're actually going to do it. I just don't know. Is that 10 years from now? Is that 20 years from now? Is that 30 years from now?
It's going to be when people stop giving their fucking money to once people stop giving their money to Disney, that's when Disney's going to understand. Now, people don't. They don't stop giving their money for Disney. And I know people, on this channel, like for 2 years now, I've been saying, stop giving your money to those people, like I don't understand it. You talk about, I mean, we're guilty of it. We were talking about the Batman trailer. We probably shouldn't have, but they're not going to understand until the money stops flowing in. And then once they lose half, because it's half their customer base, they lose half their customer base, they're going to start listening.
In all fairness, though, I haven't seen anything woke about that Batman thing. I'm just kind of burned out on Batman. Yeah,
but I'm just saying, dude, it does, like, it's Disney, it's Warner Brothers, it's everywhere. The problem is you really have to have competition, and there is there is none yet. That's the issue. Yeah, boss, we see it.
I think as far as CG goes, you made a note. Like, I think we do have to build competitive product. And I think we have to thrive and I good product and do more of it. And unfortunately, doing more product means getting books out quicker. And with marketing and fulfillment, it's not, that's easily 4 months of the year gone. That's 2 months of campaigning, to maybe a month, maybe 2 months worth of Gemini mail or stuff.
But I would argue this. So if every creator in CG could get out one book a year, you wouldn't feel that pressure that you need to put out more than than one. You know, like it can't just be saddled on two people.
No, but
or
there was
three
something
people.
Mark Brooks said in his tweet, and he was like, "Oh, they make shit books, and when they don't, they come out once every 2 years or something like that." And it's like,
That's rough.
we what Mark doesn't understand is we don't have Marvel or DC Comics marketing our stuff or pumping our shit out, and that goes back to also Ron Mars' comment about you see YouTubers hit like or subscribe. If they're saying that they're not making comics, it's like, no, we're having to sell our own comics. Like we're having to market our comics. And worse yet, we're marketing brand new IP. I don't have the luxury of Spider-Man. I don't have the luxury of Batman that's been marketed out the wazoo. People, the marketing for these characters are already done. I'm having to market brand new concepts and brand new ideas. And that's what drives these people crazy is they have the keys to the kingdom and they're failing. And we have absolutely nothing but our talent, our wits, our ability to sell our books, you know, and we thrive.
Yeah, I would
don't
say we're
think
thriving.
Rob Mars made 4K off his crowdfunder. You're saying 7K, J-Dog.
It's a 7K. It's still nothing. Like I don't, you know.
But did he even do that? I'm gonna have to look this up now.
I don't know, dude.
Now you guys are getting me going. Ron Mars crowdfunding.
No, but dude, I mean, even worse than Mars, it's Brett Booth. I mean, what did his last book? It was. We kept looking at it, expecting it to take off, and it never did. Like,
who's the last book?
Brett Booth and
Lobdell,
Scott Lobdell. Scott Lobdell and Brett Booth. So, yeah, like you would expect them to know. They don't understand it. But, you know, I mean, there is that argument, you know, like you guys are terrible at getting your books out in a timely manner. And it's kind of like, well, you know, hopefully we get better at that. John Malin's in the house. What's up, John? Eric says Ron Mars has probably enough money to pay his mortgage for a month. There you go. So, but yeah, like, no, there's a lot of work into it, and YouTube is absolutely a happy byproduct for consumers. You know, like I like YouTube. I like watching you guys on YouTube, for sure. So no, Voss and saying John Malin Shane has been talking mad shit. I don't think Malin hasn't come up today.
Wait, am I talking shit about John? What?
No, John's in the chat.
Oh, John, I've only said good things. Only good things.
Yeah.
I can't find the name of Brett Booth's book.
What was the name of that book? Oh, it was a dumb name. It was so dumb.
I found it.
What was it called? Anythings or Anybody's?
The Anybody's. Yeah, the Anybody's. I'm not trying to talk shit, but
no, I'm just saying though, is they're not understanding, you know, that YouTube. I mean, it is absolutely part of the marketing brand, marketing arm. That's like you have to do it.
Hang on, I'm gonna share my screen. This is gonna prove my point, or the point where you know what? Better than us repeat ourselves over and over. We'll just let them prove our point. Let me share my window. All right. Fucking Zoop. Effing
right, we'll
Zoop.
Go 25 more minutes. I'm going to shut it down. So we'll go 25 more minutes.
All right. So share my screen. So the Resolution book, 218 backers, big funded. I like this. When you hit refresh on Zoop, they just hit you with this bam, you know, funded. Like that's a big deal. All right, so 23,125. This is Ron Mars, and you know, like people to say like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, whatever. Like they don't like comics. All right, so they don't YouTube, they don't advertise their product outside of their what they think their perceived network is, or they assume that people that bought their bodies of work will just buy anything they do, and they don't have to advertise or market their book.
Send Malin the link, Shane. He can come in for the last bit if he wants.
God damn it! Why have I got to do it?
So, because he doesn't follow me, so I cannot send him the link.
Just pop the link in the chat and only let him in.
Just send him the damn
Here,
link.
Fine. God, I was in the middle of making a point. Oh my God.
You have
And
it
then
right.
Malin
in front
comes
of you.
in. It's
Go
like,
back
Shane,
and make
shut
it.
the fuck up. It's about Malin. It's like, man.
No, he said that's what he said. He said, "I won't not be talked about." That's what John said.
Well, I'll tell you this: it'll be longer than 25 minutes.
It's
You
fine.
can just forget that
Mm.
because we're gonna dig deep. We're gonna dig deep. All right, so he didn't mark it on YouTube. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Like, it doesn't matter.
No, I
You can
agree.
talk shit about people that market it on YouTube, but he didn't mark it on YouTube. Okay, fine. Now this is Zoop. This is a platform, new platform by SJWs for SJWs. Like, you have to be invited on Zoop. I from my understanding, they don't have a public submissions. Okay, so then you go to the anybody's. And from what I'm seeing, it raised about 24,815. Again,
Oof.
didn't do YouTube.
Yeah, that's rough.
Okay, now like Brett Booth.
Look, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Look, the art on this, like, just looking at it, says it should be making more than 24. You know, like, I know you're not the biggest Booth fan, but come on, man. Like, what the hell? Like, they need to be on YouTube getting their shit out. You know what I mean?
But what I'm saying is, like, these two numbers, the backer counts are completely different, of course, but they're very similar. Like, does this mean that there's like what is he off, like about 1,000? About 1,000 more, 1,000
dude, like,
and change.
Yeah, this is what I would say. It's like, okay, you can laugh at us on YouTube while you're starving. Like, I don't know what it, you're like, compare your campaigns and tell them what YouTube's all about. Right?
People bring up why don't we go to another platform and stuff like that. And that's an argument on its own. I'm not really getting into. There's a reason I bring that argument up, though. And this has been said in that argument. Well, what's your plan? I think John brought this up. Well, what's your plan once you go to this platform? How do you tell people to go there? And this is this is really that situation. Neither one of these guys had a plan to get people to go at either one of these platforms. It really didn't matter. To be honest, I'm surprised the Brett Booth book didn't make double, just because Kickstarter is like a name platform. Zoop isn't even a year old. Like, I don't, maybe it's 6 months old. Like, I have no idea. I remember talking about when it first came out, but I know it's way less than a year. And a lot of this money, like, there's 5 like Rick Leonardi commissions, a lot of original art here being bought and sold. Yeah, tip jar. 11 people just threw some money in here. Like a tip jar, that's where we're at. I'm not begrudging him. And this is a fucking thick book. Look at this. Like, I mean, that's a lot. How many pages is this thing? Does
I don't
it
know.
say?
You have to look. No, I don't.
It doesn't say. I don't even care. I mean, hello, John.
Hello. I noticed a severe lack of John conversation going on.
Yeah, I know.
Vazen Kasai pointed it out to me, and he was right.
What do you think the similarities between these books raising about the same amount on 2 different platforms?
24,955 backers. What was the other one?
23,125.
Oh. not as much interest in what one, the Ron Mars one, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, but there's a lack of interest in both, and both didn't advertise on YouTube. Both didn't market themselves.
Yeah, well, 955 backers isn't the worst, but I think they should have made more money for that. So they probably underpriced their
Digital or $6.
They got digital. Ugh.
$6
Yeah,
digital
that's
copy.
Mhm.
Standard $25 gets you a hard copy. I think it's the $15 digital. No, maybe maybe you could buy in at just
Shane, the
15.
internet's kicking your ass again.
Oh, sorry. Doesn't matter.
Well, 1,000 backers, I agree with John. It's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not terrible. But yeah, I think they should be making more for that. So, but what are we doing? We're doing about 100,000 for every 1,000, I think, if you kind of rough that out. So,
I don't know what they're doing over there. Like Booth, him riding the fence has really cost him money, I would say.
No, I mean, I think it kind of goes to what I think Shane was just talking about. You know, if you don't go out there and have a way to actually promote this stuff and to continually push it, an article doesn't do it. You know, it has, I think a lot of what Comicsgate does has a lot to do with the fact that people get out there and we're talking directly to people almost daily. So, it's not just, hey guys, go read this article and, no, come right here and the creator will sit here and tell it to you, like, what do you want to know about it? Let me tell you. So it's a completely different type of connection. It's like getting a cold call, sales call versus someone knocking on your door. The Mormons, though, the good ones.
Oh, there's no what? They always come at dinner time, John.
Yeah, but they're very polite.
I don't know.
As they try to invite themselves to dinner.
Yeah, the Jehovah's, those guys keep showing up over and over and over again. I mean, like, whew, boy.
It's like, do you have any hot wives for me? Next time the Mormons come over.
No, I don't think they work like that.
Oh.
I don't think it's a wife share program.
Who is it that wears like the kids are on bicycles? It's always like two, and they wear like a white shirt with a black tie.
That's the Mormons.
Probably the Mormons. They're usually white shirt, black tie. Yeah.
I had two Mormons come up to me and they knock on my door and they hand me this little pamphlet comic thing, and they're like, "Well, I just got a question for you." And I'm like, "What?" Like, do you think the world will ever look like this again? And then this picture was like these little kids holding baskets of fruit and everything like that. And then it would be a lamb there next to them and then a lion.
Oh, that might be Jehovah's.
Whichever one it was, I said no. I said, why would I said that lion would eat these kids? And he's like, huh? So you don't think animals could be in peace like that together? And I'm like, well, I mean, he can't live off of the apples and the grapes. I mean, like, so are what you saying all predators are just going to starve to death in your new utopia? Like, then that's, and I brought up all these questions. I'm like, well, how's he going to live? And he's like, that's a good question. I never thought of that before. And then they just politely wanted to leave. That was it.
Yeah.
Oh, you shook him.
Boston's telling us the last time Jehovah's Witnesses came to his house. Last time they came to my house, they tried to convert me to their religion. And then I was telling them about how they should become Southern Baptists, and they don't come around anymore.
No, I'm too nice. That's my problem. Like, I was very nice to the Jehovah's, and and that led them on. You know what I mean? I should have just shut them down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then no, it gets worse than that, John. Because then they'll come around during the day. Because with my wife, when she was at home with the kids years ago, like they got smart and they would just come around like during the day, and then finally. I called in one time just because I knew they were coming, and I was like, "No, go away!" Like, J Dog says if you take away $9,900 for original artwork, Ron Mars only made $3,637.50 for this. So there you go.
Wow, profit's a profit.
You
Is
just-
that
I don't know.
is that calculating shipping? I don't know. Yeah.
No. That's what I'm saying. You guys are creators. You understand that just
Mhm.
because you see a campaign that's got 24,000, I mean, how much are they actually making off that?
I think
you
a good
know?
rule of thumb is just kind of in a third area.
Yeah.
I know Ethan has said like 50%. I don't know if I found that to be true on my end, but I also have a lot of costs, so I do a lot of hiring.
Yeah, you make more on Godlike than you will on Graveyard Shift. I would assume.
Not really, because I mean, the Visions 2 book is going to be really expensive because pinup books are very expensive, and otherwise, it's still about on the same thing. It's 3 books. It's Visions, it's supplemental, and it's the main book, just like Graveyard Shift. So, yeah, a lot of expenses.
John should have a stack of Graveyard Shift books to hand out to Jehovah's Witnesses. But
Yeah. No, that's just it. I'm not trying to be rude to anybody. I talk to them and I'm just like, oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So,
you should tell them, John, how they all came from monkeys. They would
no, I'm not trying to do any of that stuff. I'm not trying to convert or reverse convert anybody. I'm just being polite. I'm just like, oh, okay, that's nice. Thank you. Yeah, thanks. And then they come back again and again and again. And
they
I'm
don't
just like,
stop.
I never should have been so nice, but whatever. It's in my nature, clearly.
So we were talking about this before you joined earlier, John, but apparently of all the people of CG, they felt like attacking today. They attacked Mr. Roquefort. Like,
Oh,
what
really?
sense does that make? Yeah, like what
Oh.
fucking sense? Like,
No, I
there you
didn't. I
go.
didn't know anybody was going after Roquefort.
Yeah, like there you go.
When paying for a Chun-Li knockoff is winning.
There
How's
you
she
go.
a Chun-Li? What? Because she's got an ass or something?
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
pretty much the only thing they came up with. I kind of looked up the name of the dress and corrected them that she's not wearing that dress that Chun-Li wears, and I don't know. It's just dumb. It's
Yeah, that's so like I wouldn't even give that the time of day.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
but it's
Comicsgate posting their
they're L's. Yeah,
shit.
$240,000 campaign is an L, I guess. There
Yeah.
you go.
No, that's just it, man. Like even like the Mark Brooks thing, he's like, "Oh, I'm fighting the white nationalists," and then he's like, "And you can't draw a thumb." It's like, it's like really like that isn't the important thing that you're fighting this white nationalist. Why are you like getting critical on a thumb? It's just what are petty fucking shit. And whatever, I don't, what are Comicsgate posting their L's? I guess they're an anti-Comicsgate Twitter thing. Is that?
I guess I have not seen this
Hmm.
account before today, so
Yeah.
I don't know. But I just like of everybody in CG, like who to go after. That'd be like the guy you probably shouldn't go after
Mm-hmm.
because he still gets along with everybody. Like that dumb, like dumb. I don't. It's dumb.
Yeah. Well, whatever. It's all. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Is it's like it's so trivial. Like, isn't the important thing that you're fighting white nationalists? Like that just to me, all it shows is they know it's complete bullshit. Because if there were people that were actually like Aryan Nation, white nationalists, you think fucking Mark Brooks would have the balls to
No.
say something?
No,
to him?
it's like Shane's channel the other day. He fired up the stream. We're having fun, and then like the SJWs come in and start talking politics, and it's like,
Mhm.
well, we literally never talk about politics here. What are you guys going on about?
I don't know what that happened. The same thing, and it's probably the same people were doing that the Yellow Flashes stream this weekend.
I didn't see that. You got to tell me what happened. I didn't see
Well,
it.
it was the same thing. John, it was weird. At first, it looked like Biden bots, and it would come in and it would post 4 at a time, and it would just say Biden 2024 or something like that. So then we started making fun of it, and then before it would post again a different account, and it would be 4 posts at once, like spamming. It would say, nobody likes your comic. And then all of a sudden we realized we're like, is this bots? Like, what the hell? And then it would do it again. It would start making fun. It would start picking fights with people in my chat. It'd be like, fuck you, Mortal B 4 times over or something like that. And it'd be a different account. So you'd block them, but it wouldn't matter because it would come in a different account. And then Yellow Flashes, they basically were doing the same thing all over again. They were like, Ricada paid somebody to be on his channel or something like that. And I didn't watch all of it, but it was the same thing happening. And I'm like, I don't know if that can jack your channel up. It was making it hard for me to read my own chat because they would hit it with 4 comments at once. It would just move my chat really quick or hide my super chats really quick or drown out my mods. It was, I hadn't seen that happen before. But evidently, they'll probably go around all our streams and do that, I think.
Well, what's
Damn
really
you, Mark Brooks, sending your henchmen at us.
I know. What's really funny though is like I don't even think Democrats want Biden in 2024.
No, yeah, a lot of people don't like him.
Well, I mean, you know, still, is he going to be here in 2024? I mean, that's what people really.
I know. But like, when's the last time? I know Patrick will like say, you know, every once in a while, but we don't ever talk about politics, like ever.
Not too much, yeah. I think we probably talk about politics as much as the average dude at the water cooler.
Yeah, like just not.
Well, I would say we probably talk a fair amount when it is in regards to our industry. You know what I mean? So.
Well, yeah, as it pertains to comics, I would. But I would say even then, it's more of a we just don't want it in there. It doesn't. It's not that we're. Look, there's Democrats in CG. I know some people would be shocked, but I know them. You know, like they just don't. They're the same way. They don't want politics. They don't want to be smacked in the face with it. It's just that's what we say. So, man, like coming around here saying Biden 2024, I thought was comical.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me. You know, it's funny because they think it bothers people so much. You know, I mean, maybe it does. Maybe it bothers some people a whole hell of a lot. It doesn't really, like, you could go in my chat, I guess, and you know, you would be blocked or whatever because you know that's one of the things that we don't deal with is spammers. So that account would be blocked. But I mean, if someone just went in there like, I don't know, some new troll popped up and just occasionally put in Biden 2024. Like, okay, whatever.
It's not even like they're funny trolls like CG has funny trolls. You know, we have funny trolls. They're just, it's like the left doesn't know how to meme, I guess. It's like they don't know how to troll either, apparently. So,
yeah, I'd say buy my book, by Godlike.
So there you go.
How's Graveyard Shift 4 going, John? Like, when you launching out?
Second week of January is when I'm kind of. I guess I should stamp it down right about now. I mean, it's almost New Year's, so
yeah, it's like 2 weeks away, John.
Yeah,
like
that's what. I'll let people know. Probably this week. I'll let people know. I'll put down a firm date for it. So
there you go.
But I was aiming for the second week of January. I think that'll work out pretty good. That gives our friend Patrick time to launch his campaign the first week of January.
Yeah, and I think from what I understand, like Shane was asking earlier, what I'm looking forward to, I would say Sovereign Wolf's another one, and that comes out in March. So, and then Groken, I think, is the second quarter of the year, from what I understand. So there you go. There's so you got PTP, Malin, Roquefort, Eddie Winkler, all at the beginning of the year.
Yeah. No, that's great, man. I'm sure there's a lot more than that, just,
Oh, Nolan will launch something for sure, you would think.
Yeah.
So
for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Those are the
he's
ones
done.
on my radar.
He's done with his fulfillment, right?
No, I think he just started in the fulfillment. He got his book. So I think he started.
Okay.
Today.
All right.
Matter of fact, I haven't got an email from him yet. Usually Monday, like clockwork, I get an email what's going on. So
really?
He might be busy fulfilling.
That's good. We like that.
Yes. So yeah, like there you go, Shane. There's a handful of books at the beginning of the year that I'm looking forward to. I don't know. Looking forward to CG in 2022, says Corey is King. So there you go. John, how's everything going on the art side for God? Like that's what I'm excited about.
Oh, well, I was working on it this morning. I'm trying to actually kind of settle myself down to where like my tentative plan, it'll fall apart in like a week. But my tentative plan is Sundays is like roughing out my pages and from the layout. The layout's already done, but roughing everything out and if I can manage to get any panel or any little bit drawn, I'll get busy on that for a Sunday. And then Tuesday, Wednesday are both planned to be draw nights. So I'm trying to do my best to avoid being on streams for those nights, just so I can keep a schedule. And then, some other time during the week, if I get like, whatever, Saturday, put some extra time in, whatever. So yeah, no, it's going good, man.
Nice.
I drew a great face this morning. I was like, yes, that's a good face. Shane will hate it. Yes.
Shane's pretty good at drawing faces, John.
Why will I hate a great face?
You're that Dave Chappelle skit with Prince when he's like, I think it's on the part where he's like, it'll be shirts against the blouses or whatever, and then like Prince makes that little look in his face. Like that's how I imagine Shane's face will be when he sees this gorgeous face I drew.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's like Shane's strength.
I see me being Prince dunking.
Yeah.
That's how I see me. But, all right.
Well, yeah, it is what the character he did ultimately win the game, and
he didn't ultimately win. He wiped their ass up and down the court. Like what? That was the whole point of that skit.
Yeah, and then he served them pancakes.
I haven't seen that skit in a while. I wanted to go back and watch it. Shane, I don't know if
I miss Charlie. Hang on, I miss Charlie Murphy. I want to really shout him out. He kind of made that skit.
Oh, for sure. I mean, he did. That was his story. That and those were like probably the most memorable skits. I mean, that Wayne Brady was fucking funny, but yeah, the Charlie Murphy stories were fucking hilarious, man.
There was another one with Charlie Murphy skit where they were making fun of the real world, but they were all like ghetto or whatever, and he's in the corner jerking off. There's like one white dude.
Yeah, he took his girlfriend.
Yeah.
My favorite one from the show is the ribs one. When like he has like the pill bottle, but it's like a huge pill bottle with barbecue ribs in it. Remember that one?
I don't remember that one.
Oh yeah, you guys got to see that.
Was
one.
that
There's a lot.
Was that like the Forgettable season 3? I think it was.
I know. I'd have to go look it up. But there's like
that was always kind of my theory with why Chappelle fucking went off the air. Like it wasn't about the money. It was that like what they did film for that next season was just god awful, and he knew it was going to crash and burn. So he dove out.
Shit's hilarious. Like there's the reparations one. I love that one. Then there's the fuck your couch. And there's a bunch of them.
Yeah. Player haters ball.
Yeah.
That was good. Shane, what I was gonna say is a lot of people in the chat don't know, but you keep a timer. Like, have you been keeping up with that when you draw?
Not this last week, because this last week's been Christmas and packing. So like this, John, I didn't want to wait to the last minute to pack, so I've been like packing stuff up and putting outside of the house on pallets and wrapping up.
Now you've had your inspection now.
Yeah, that went through. The roof is brand new and everything. So
great.
There was a couple of things they picked up on the inspection, but it's just like, well, now I'm at the point where are we going to negotiate like this pipe here be fixed or something like that. I think there was like some dirty water in one of the bathrooms downstairs, and it's like or brown water or whatever. So it's like
brown water in the bathroom.
Yeah. Like coming out of the sink. So it's like a matter of like, do I want to negotiate them fixing that one thing?
Mm-hmm.
You know, but like for the most part, it seems like everything's good. We're all golden. So
Oh, did you negotiate, or are you just going to plan on fixing it yourself?
I might fix it. It's like one of the bathrooms out of like I think 4.
You got
It's
4
like-
bathrooms?
What?
You have 4 bathrooms?
Yeah, dude.
I need to tell John the street you're moving on to, but I'll tell him.
Wait, what? How many bedrooms is it?
5.
Son of a bitch.
Moving on up.
Well, well, here's the sad part: is this is not our first house we wanted to buy. The first one is more the size we need, but it got bought out from up under us.
Mm-hmm. What was the size you need? 3 bedroom, 2 bath?
No, we wanted 4 because Yanzi works from home also,
Oh, okay.
like on her own business, so she has.
It's a good
her-
thing though, John. It's a good thing he got 5 bedrooms though, because like his in-laws are now all moving in with him.
No
So.
shit.
I guess I don't.
Yeah, but 4 bathrooms? Who's heard of such a thing?
Well, one of them is just like when you open the door to the
Mhm.
house, there's a closet, and then right next to it is like a toilet and a sink. So,
Oh,
like, if you're
I
ever
have.
having to get out, you're driving home and you're like, I got to run to the bathroom, it's right there as soon as you get in the door.
Yeah, that's how I feel about him. Yeah. House
Mm.
cut.
House
No,
cut,
look.
yeah.
Look, he's got me on the bathroom. So I had when I bought it, it was listed as a 2.5, but I ripped out the half down in the basement, put it in a sump pump. Manly stuff. And
Do you wait? Have you ever got drunk and pissed in the sump pump, John?
no, I'm not like
You
that.
haven't lived yet
Yeah.
then.
I guess. So, no, I could have been pissing in my basement 3 years ago when it fucking was flooding. So, shit, man, that was pretty bad. It got really bad. So we had to have our
Steve-
plumbing completely redone. Yeah, 5 bedrooms.
Steve
huh?
Steve Dye's impressed that you have 5 bedrooms. Shane.
Look, I don't want to brag, but I'm gonna. I got 6. I got 6 bedrooms.
They all those bedrooms have to have windows, though, John. They all have windows.
Yeah, every last
Well,
one
it's
of
not
them.
John,
counted
just
as a
because
bedroom.
And closets. Each
John,
one.
just because you put like a pillow and a blanket inside a closet doesn't mean it's a bedroom. Like, it's okay if you don't have one more bedroom than me.
Well, the 6th bedroom I use as my office, and that's this room. So
Mm.
we have 5 full bedrooms upstairs, 1 full bath upstairs, and then the main floor has the 6th bedroom / now office and a bathroom, full bathroom down here.
There you go. I've got 5 bedrooms and 3 full bathrooms. So there you go.
3.
Just 3. But they're full.
Yeah.
There's not half. They're all
Yeah.
full bathrooms.
No, I'm just taking note for should I ever decide to upgrade. I'm just like, all right, well, I got certain numbers, certain goals I have to hit.
Well,
These,
yeah. Well, you got to
rooms.
understand that, like Shane, he's got one of those neighborhoods where they have like a clubhouse and it's gated, and
Wait, are you in a gated community?
No,
you know
I'm
what
not in a
saying?
gated community, but like literally at the end of the street, which is like less than a quarter of a mile, there's a park, the biggest park in the town.
Mm.
And then if I go a quarter mile up the street, there's a golf course. And then if I go like half a mile,
Look at you.
I'm on the lake.
God damn.
So like I didn't even know this town had a lake. Like, and I've lived near it most of my life, and I never knew there was a lake. You're like, yeah, it's a kept secret, and I'm like, we keep it away from the poor people. I'm like, oh, motherfuckers. So
Yeah, they don't advertise it.
I asked Shane if when he moves, he has to draw if he's crossing any train tracks, and he said he was. So he is moving.
Oh, yeah,
he is moving to
up.
the other side of the tracks. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
he's moving to the east side.
Yeah, fish don't burn in the kitchen, John.
Yeah. Leave some burn on the grill.
oh,
That song always made me happy when I was a kid.
Mm. I'm also just happy I got the lyrics right.
Mhm.
Steve Dye says JFC. These guys, I mean, you guys are living it up. That's what he's saying. But dude, like at least where I live, you can buy like a hell of a house for what you could. Like it's probably the same way in Michigan, I imagine. You can get a lot of
Look,
house.
I bought this house dirt fucking cheap, and anyone that would know the number would say, "Oh, damn, like it's cheap on almost anyone's metric." But I bought it foreclosed, so yeah, it's got the nice bedrooms, and it's got the perfect location. It has the big park right across the street from me, and all the schools are right behind my house. I'm next to the fire department, police station. Like, yeah, it's the best house in the town. It's true. But I got it dirt cheap, guys. Dirt cheap.
I was looking at houses during the housing market crash of like around 2007 or whenever that was, 2008. When was the housing market crash?
Yeah, around 2008, 9.
Yeah, and when it would get where I'd be like, hey, I want to look at this house. Realtor take me up. I'd look in the window. I wouldn't even tell. I say, hang on, let me look in the window. Motherfuckers were just taking the pitch axe and ripping up the floor.
Oh
like,
yeah, dude. Then people
was
were like
rough.
taking cabinets were being taken and all kinds of shit. Yeah,
I went through one house. They knocked a hole in every door. And then I got to a closet, and they just took like a saw and cut a little door out so the cat could walk inside the closet, take his shit in his litter box, and walk right back out.
Oof.
I mean, it was just rough, man. Like, people were like, fuck this house. Like, I don't even know, like, I mean, back then you could get a house really cheap, but you had to do a lot of work.
Yeah, like, it was weird because I don't remember what kind of loan we did when we did this, but like the house pretty much had to be in like immaculate condition because there were two things that were stopping them from giving us the house. So we actually had to come in before we owned the house, and we had to build up a utility sink in the utility room. So we just mashed this thing together with some 2x4s and like particle board, and like, there you go, there's a sink. And then upstairs, like, no lie, there was a piece of carpet that was missing about the size of a quarter, and we had to take a piece of carpet from the closet, just cut it out from the closet and then patch it in there. Like, we had those two fucking things. Then when we fucking got the house, I think we had to turn the water on for the inspection or something like that. Is that what you have to do, Shane? Yeah, and like, the wife and I were just so excited that we drove back out here. We had the key combination, all that stuff. So we came back out here and like went in the house to go test the water out. And they left the fucking, because there was no washer and dryer, but the spigots were wide open. So when they turned the water on, fucking the house was like in the middle of flooding when we got in here. Like we had to shut everything off. We had run down to Walmart, which was in town, and buy a shit ton of like towels, and like we just spent hours just cleaning all that shit up. It's a nightmare. If we hadn't gone, the house could have been ruined. It would have been like that overnight. It was a fucking mess.
And I assume they did this on purpose, right?
I don't know. My guess was that maybe you turned because I don't know anything about this. I'm like, maybe you turn the water on like outside the house and you just never bothered to go inside the house and make sure everything was turned off. I don't know. So
yeah, that was something with the inspection to do, was like checking the water pressure. He's like, I think it's a little high. And I'm like, what does that mean? It just means water's coming out. It's like, all right, water works. I'm good.
Yeah, well, high pressure is not bad, man. Shit, man. Like, even like I'll be in the shower when I'm rubbing off my body, and I'll be like, man, I wish I had more like a good shower head. Like, we're just at a hotel, it just feels like a fire hose is being put on you. You know what I mean?
It's like that scene in Rambo: First Blood where they put him in.
I think I was telling you, John, the last time I was in Lansing, like I was at a hotel and I actually bought I wrote down the mattress that I slept on that hotel, and I bought it. I think I was telling you that story, but yeah. Like, when you're at a hotel, it's like sometimes you're like, man, I want this at home. You know?
Exactly. And like, that heavy water pressure, I'm like, man, that's what I need, and now I'm taking a shower in this low pressure shower.
Shane, you said you had high pressure. You said the inspector was saying how it was like your new house has high water pressure. That's awesome.
That's what I thought. I didn't understand. I mean, obviously, he's just trying to. I'm like, well, does this pass inspection? He's like, well, there's really no failing inspection. I mean, there's no termites. Your roof is fine. He's like, I'm just telling you all these things. And I'm like, okay, so we're good. He's like, yeah, you're good. It's really weird. Like, to him, he is like, there really isn't failing inspection as long as, there's no termites.
Yeah. Did you get the radon inspection? Did you?
Yeah,
get that?
mold. I mean, there's other things. You could have mold, black mold. You don't want that shit. He didn't give you turn a blind eye to the black mold, did he, Jane?
The whole house inspection
That's
shit when you buy a house is just bullshit, because they'll tell you, well, nothing we'd say to you is binding. It's just somebody else that has their hand in the pot, like, because they can't be held accountable, like, if you find something later.
Yeah.
So it's all bullshit.
Basically, the guy was telling Shane, Shane, these are just words coming out of my mouth to make you feel more comfortable.
Exactly. Exactly.
You can really put anything in here. It's like a placeholder, but I'm putting, I'm using my tongue to make sounds, so you're comfortable.
So, anyways, like, Shane, we've been going 2 hours. I think that's
Yep.
good enough for tonight. For today. I appreciate you both, you guys joining. I appreciate that. I was just bored today, John. So there you go.
No problem.
I got the week off, and I thought I'd have a football game to watch, but they don't play till tomorrow. So
Oh, sons of bitches.
yeah, no. So I was like, well, Shane, what are you doing? Let's stream. So thanks for everybody in the chat for hanging out. We will talk to you later.
Peace out. Boo doo 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 doo. That's the outro music.
Yeah, she gets some banjo.
Why would Leroy leave and
I'm
not end the stream?
yeah.